Welcome to Project Car Media, and in this video we're going to be making some last minute repairs on the Nissan before we take it on its maiden voyage over to Peak Innovation Motorsports. Okay, so today before we drive over to Peak Innovation Motorsports, we are going to put on some new lug nuts. I did spring for a new battery because the one that was in there I kept having to jump. And I had to get a new MAF, which I'll tell you about here in just a second. But first, here are the new lug nuts. So I was just going to get regular black lug nuts. As you can see here, they're just regular lug nuts that are black. So they'll look pretty good, and they won't require a lug nut key. Got just a cheapo battery for 60 bucks. And then I had to get a new MAF. Now, the reason for this is because if you remember in the previous episode, I said that I was going to try to clean the MAF to see if that would help the car run a little bit better. Well, I went and tried to take the screw off. As you can see, it's like already completely stripped from whoever, the previous owner. I felt like I couldn't really get a Dremel in there to cut that off. I tried chiseling out of like a flathead, indent in there, and the screw's just too soft. So I couldn't get the MAF out. So then what I decided to do was, and look at this awesome pipe they used for the end. You can see the hole right up there. I basically just took the straw on my MAF cleaner and sprayed it in that hole because that's where the MAF hangs down. And I thought maybe that would be good enough to clean the MAF. I let it sit for a while, let it dry. And when I started the car up, I got another check engine light. Now, luckily, something that I didn't mention that I thought was very, very odd, I'll show you guys, which really helped with diagnosing what the check engine light was. Now, when I was under here installing the LED flasher relay last video, I happened to notice this plug right here, and it sure looks to me like an OBD2 plug. But the interesting thing is that this is a 1995 car. They didn't start implementing OBD2 until 1996. So this tells me that this might have been a late 95 car. I said, screw it. I'll just plug in my OBD2 scanner and just see if it works. And sure enough, it actually read the ECU, and one of the check engine lights was the mass airflow sensor. The other one was the crankshaft position sensor, which I'm not going to pay attention to that one just yet until we get the MAF fixed. But how cool was that? An OBD2 port in a 1985 car. I mean, that really helps with my troubleshooting. So because I found that OBD2 port and because I was able to scan the check engine light, I found out that the MAF was bad. It probably was when I sprayed in there to clean it. I don't know. But because I couldn't get this out, I had to order a whole new one. So I got this one off eBay for 60 bucks. It is brand new. This is, as you can tell, it's the original Nissan MAF. So this is very, very old. I don't even know what kind of pipe like they're using here. And if anybody who knows about these cars can tell me what this wire is right here, like why, like what's going on here, and what, it actually plugs into another wire that goes like into the intake or something. I have no idea what this is, but I'm basically going to have to take this off, take this bracket off, take this bracket off here, and separate the MAF, and then install the new one and hope that it works. I'm going to have to continue using this weird pipe just because whatever this is like, I don't know, welded on. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the old MAF on. We'll get the new MAF put onto this, and then we'll get it back in the car with the new battery and the new lug nuts. And I'll have to actually pump up one of the tires before we drive it because it went flat. That's why I got new tires. So we got the new MAF on with this. I can't even believe how like ghetto this piece of pipe is. It's literally like a piece of heater pipe with whatever sensor that is just like welded in. It's really bad. And the seal that this makes might or might not work. So let's go ahead and throw this in along with the new battery and see if the car will start and run any better. All right, I got the new battery in, the new MAF installed. Now again, that one sensor I'm not sure about. It actually connects right here and goes back to the MAF and then off that way. And so yeah, if you guys know what that is, it looks like maybe an intake air temperature sensor or something. Not really sure, but got the new MAF on, the filter back on. Got this tight. This was actually loose when I took everything off, so I tightened that up really good and got all these bolts tight, batteries all tight. So let's give it a shot. I'm really hoping for a miracle here. I had a lot of bad news on the last videos you guys saw with all the wiring problems I had with the headlights. And obviously so far in this video, I found some more bad news with that ghetto piece of intake pipe. Let's hope that this new battery and this new MAF at least fix the issue where it runs terribly. All right. Oh no, there's the check engine light. Damn it. I saw something smoking in the engine bay, so I turned it off, checked it, came back, turned it back on, and now I've got a check engine light. So luckily, I brought my OBD2 scanner, so let's go ahead and scan this check engine light, see what it is. But I do gotta say that we have no more battery light, and the car does seem to be idling very smoothly. Okay, so we're down to only one check engine light. Now we used to have two faults. One was the MAF, the other was the crank position sensor. So it's kind of hard to see on camera here, but we're looking at P0335. Let's see if we can reset it. Alrighty, erase the check engine light. So we'll just have to see if it comes back after we go drive around a little bit. I gotta say, it does run a lot better at low RPMs. It still has the sputtering issue when you get on it, but I think that might be that crank position sensor. Yeah, I mean, now I can actually drive at 40, 50 miles an hour and get up to speed, no problem. It actually drives really nice now. The MAF definitely fixed a lot of the problems. It's definitely drivable around town now. But as soon as you try to get on it, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but the whole car just falls on its face and does not go anywhere. What I read from the crank position sensor is that that could be possibly a spark plug wires and stuff. So I have not replaced those. So I'll probably try to replace those. That's just gonna be a shot in the dark. I highly doubt that's the problem, but we will see. All right, it is the next day and I decided to go get some spark plug wires just as a last ditch effort to get the car running smoothly. And turns out that the spark plug wires totally fixed the problem. Between the MAF, the battery, and the spark plug wires, plus all the other tune-up stuff, now the car runs really well. I went and test drove it off camera after putting on the spark plug wires, and now everything runs great. I can actually rev it out. It feels like it has a lot of power, and it's running fantastic. Obviously, there's still lots of problems with this car. Now it's definitely drivable over to Peak Innovation Motorsports. So yeah, pretty much the only thing we need to do now is load up the new tires, put the new lug nuts on, make sure that one tire has air, and then we can be on our way. All right, now before we go, I wanted to show you guys the tires that I got. These are Hankook tires. These are the Ventus V2 Concept 2s, and they are in a 195/55/15, which is the stock size for this car. And yeah, they look like just a normal tire, but they are like brand new and much better than what is currently on there. Again, the rear tires are actually bigger than the front tires on that car right now, and they're very old. So this will really help with just drivability and peace of mind knowing that you have brand new tires. These are not, as far as I know, any kind of performance tires. Again, I paid about $290 shipped from Amazon. So I don't think they're performance oriented at all, but I guarantee they will grip better than what is currently on there. So let's get these all loaded up into the back of the car and head out to Peak Innovation Motorsports. All right, and here we go. Off to Peak Innovation Motorsports on the Maiden voyage here. Got the lights on. And we're off. Man, it runs so much better than when I first drove this car. It was so bad. I mean, the ride is still really bad, but man, it revs so much freer. As you can see, like my turn signals kind of work. I have the driver's side unplugged just because of that issue with the fuse and stuff that hopefully the guys at Peak Innovation Motorsports can figure out. But
yeah, other than that, this thing just, yeah, drives good now. Nice and smooth. It is a little bit small, as you can tell. I'm quite the big guy, and this is kind of a small car, so not sure if I could fit in it with a helmet or not, but maybe. And I've got all 4 tires loaded up in the back, and yeah, I also filled up the tank too. Now the tank had about a little below half of a tank, and who knows how old that gas was. So I went ahead and filled it up with Supreme, kind of mixed it in with that old stuff, and hopefully that would help with some issues as well. I did have an issue. I don't know if you guys can't actually see, but right here is where the bright indicator is, and whenever I hit a bump, it kind of like flashes on and off. So not only do I think that there's a wiring issue with the corner light, I think this stock is also, I think this car sat outside for a really long time, and I read some issues where the stock connects to the column here, where that connection can get corroded as well. And there's a good chance that that's what's causing this issue with the brights being on. I did confirm that the brights aren't actually on unless I actually click them on. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Again, the shocks are blown on these lowering springs, so unfortunately the ride is pretty bad. Everybody that I've talked to so far, they say to get the Fortune Auto coilovers for this car, but those are about $1,500, and that's a lot to spend on this car being kind of a budget restore. And so I don't know what to do. But check this out. This thing runs so good. This is second gear. I mean, it's not a lot of power. It's 140 horsepower, but man, it revs nice and free, and yeah, runs good for having 216,000 miles on it. Doing about 50 right now. All the gears work good. Clutch works good. Obviously, again, there's still some problems with the power steering and stuff like that, but overall it's a ton better than it was. Oh man, that was rough. I hit my head on the ceiling. Do I spend the money and take a chance on the $550 coilovers, knowing that they might ride not very much better than this, or do I go full send and get the Fortune Autos? What do you guys think? What do you guys think I should do here? My original plan was to sell this car, but as autocross season is coming up next year, I really don't want to autocross the GT350 because it's just not the best autocross car, and this thing would actually make a really good autocross car. So I'm kind of thinking, maybe I'll keep it and just keep putting money into it and make it a cool little autocross / track car. I'm not really sure, but yeah, let's get over to Peak Innovation Motorsports. Well, we made it to the shop without any major issue. As you saw, we were able to pull the car in, get it up on the lift, and I was able to tell Billy all the things I wanted to get fixed, put the new tires on, fix the exhaust, fix the wiring issue, and also fix the power steering line. So yeah, we're just going to check back in a couple days and see how it's going. It shouldn't take too long to get all that stuff repaired. Just wanted to let you guys know as well that I'm going to be posting a video next week on the 28th, which is a Tuesday. I'm going to be posting just an end of the year recap, plus I've got a lot of Project Car Media updates for 2022. I want to tell you guys what I have planned. Got some merch updates. I've got some channel updates as far as like what I plan on doing, some goals I want to reach next year. So you guys definitely want to tune in for that next Tuesday on the 28th. And that'll just give kind of a little bit of an overview of what's going to be happening in 2022. And in the following week, we will get back into the Nissan. And hopefully by then, we'll be able to come back here pick up the car, it'll be fully repaired, and then we can start on cleaning it up, taking a sticker off the windshield, cleaning all the pine needles out, getting the interior cleaned out. I actually have a buddy with a mobile detailing business who's going to come out and detail the inside of the car. So that should be really, really awesome. And then the car will be pretty much sorted out besides the suspension. And that's something I'm still thinking about. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me a ton. And we'll see you guys on the next video.